Good evening. Welcome to the Mancunian way. I do apologise. I don't know what's going on with my internet at the minute, but it's dying again. Now, as you know, I apologise. We have had a power cut, which came in very late last night. I didn't get power back till 1 in the morning from 5 p.m. So that was why. I don't know if this is, there's all sorts of work going on outside my house at the minute. So I do apologise. We'll try and go as best we can. I hope it doesn't disturb you too much. I will try and get it sorted, I promise you. Good evening, Adrian. How are you? Yes, I am going to respond back to emails. Good evening, Rich. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Yeah. It's been a good week. I've got the day off today, so what more could you want?
Good evening, Luke. How are you, mate? Get over to Not In My Lifetime podcast. Show them a lot of love. Today will probably be the most hectic stream. Yeah, we're going to go through it all because I've got mega updates all over the shop, which I will tell you. I revealed in LB and Martin's live chats that my info comes from a relative that works at City, but on Pep's extension. I know it depends on family discussions. Apparently, that's sorted, Dash. Musiala's likely to stay at Bayern now. On Hugo Biana, I've nothing on him. I do. I know. Yes, I will go through Heimland. Zumamende is now on the list. I'm going to have a look at that as well, Kathy. Thank you so much. PS only 23 minutes long. We'll definitely have a look at that. Thank you. Fee, good evening. Adam, good evening. Indriel, good evening. Travel Vlogs, how are you, mate? Tom, how are you? DC's in the building. So is Mark Lunde. So is Conor Rigby. Salah is with us as well. Section, good evening, mate. You legend, you. Belly, good evening. Any questions? What are your thoughts on Grealish not playing against Greece tomorrow? It is what it is. It is what it is, mate. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about internationals at all. City beating Barcelona women 1-0 at half time. Big up to the ladies. We will keep you updated on that as we're going along. My internet is shit. I don't know what's going on. I do apologise. Hello, fellow Blues. What a crazy week. Been a small week. Small week of info. Can I just check something? Rich, you frozen for me now. No, you're not. You're all right.
I was just looking.
I think Martin Jr.'s on a certain game. That's draining my bandwidth. Could be. He's just rude. Hello, everyone. Smash the likes up. I will reset my modem. I'm not here tomorrow night, but I will go into that later on with everyone. Lee, how are you, mate? Steve Black is in the building. Steve Black is there, like quite international break, yeah. Hello, PK. Hope you are well, mate. I'm doing very good. How are you? PK has renewed his membership for 11th month. Thank you so much, mate. You are an absolute superstar. And then Bella has gone and renewed his membership for the 17th month. And then SOS comes in with a 17th month. Though. You guys are clearly legends.
More than you believe. More than you believe, I'm happy.
There you go. Woo, 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 woo. And that won't be changing anytime soon. Hint, hint. Interesting development. Suspect the Red Cartel was scared of selling Newcastle. We're going to talk about that because there's been a bit of a mix-up with this, some of this APT stuff. Trust me, I'm going to go into it. Rich will probably know a bit more than me. I've not had a chance to fully read the full 175 pages yet, but I will tell you that needs to be all rejigged. The City in the Premier League are still at major loggerheads at the moment. G Papa, hello. Andy Hurricane Milton. Yeah, I hope everyone is staying safe over in Florida. Absolutely staying safe, and you are somewhere away. And you have got to an evacuation situation. Martin's mega updates always welcome. Pep signing extending City sign Martin as his understudy. Well done for having the balls for the arbitration case. Thank you. Well, the Premier League think they've won. Masters out. Lucas, Verts and Simons need to be Musiala. Well, won't be Verts, maybe Simons. Update on Barella. Barella seems to have gone off the list, Imran. Things have changed. Good evening, City Luke TV. Get over there. I was on there earlier on. Luke, a lot of love. Judge, hello. How are you? JTI, good evening. Like I said, the legend that is SOS is in the building. Super City is with us. Evening Blues, down with the Red Cartel. We're interested in Cosmo Porto to replace Edison. Yeah, not my type of player, I'll be honest with you. Hello, Ryan. How are you? Well, listen, if you say a name for 3 years, Mad Dog, you're going to get it right at some point, aren't you? A very quiet week so far. Chroma Base, good evening. Gary, good evening. VJ, good evening. Michael Damney, good evening. What disappointment? No disappointment on my face, mate. Evening, old blue go. I haven't sent him the link. Hang on. There you go. Sorry, I didn't send LB the link. Whoops. The Txiki gets some used shoulder loans and accusing them of other shareholder loans. My internet is dying. I don't know what's going on. Right, let me get into the super chats because loads are in now. Nearly 200 of you, which is outstanding. MCFC, thank you so much, mate, for your $79.99. Really do appreciate that. Arabian Dirhams. Hey, Martin, hope you're well. You've been smashing it lately. It's been a crazy few days. APT stuff. The Premier League, Zubermendi links. Txiki gone for Hugo. Will our transfer strategy change? Is Armour on next? Yeah, we'll go through all of them. Watch Bronco, thank you for your $10.99, mate. Really is appreciated. Here is Bahrain. Haven't slept for almost 24 hours. Good evening, Martin and All Blues. Good evening to you, mate. And I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. JTI has come in with the Canadian 279. Big up, Martin, and the panel. Smash up the likes. Thank you so much, mate. And then Multivac, great week for football, Martin, with a £2. Thank you so much, mate. Appreciate that. And then Bella has gifted a membership out. And Watch Bronco has renewed for a 15th month. You guys are on fire. You're crazy. Thank you so much.
More than you believe. More than you believe I'm happy.
And look who's joined us by Magic.
Hello.
We go from one board legend to another in his own mind. I've sent you the link, Bozo. Get your WhatsApp, Bozo. Who's he calling Bozo? Right, gentlemen. Quite weak.
Do you know something? It's panning out exactly how I could have wished for.
Got 2 spare tickets for next week's Premier League meeting. I'll tell you what,
it would be. Do you know that this week has sealed Masters and probably the Premier League ruling itself's fate, because I don't think people realise actually how unprofessional they've been, and how they're putting spin on something rather than actually looking at the facts has brought the Premier League perilously close to being, in contempt of court, to be honest. Or maybe not perilously close, but certainly flirting with it.
For you, Rich.
Has put the truth is, a lot of the Premier League owners and even their directors don't fully understand the rules anyway, and the Premier League saying what they're saying is actually probably given some blank ammunition to a lot of clubs, which is actually going to make the Premier League's job infinitely harder. And I think what the Premier League has shown, that Richard Masters is a marketeer. He doesn't have any substantive business experience outside sales and marketing. His background basically was sales and marketing. He was the 4th choice candidate for the Premier League job. So only when 3 others were chosen did he have the job. So clearly the stakeholders, as he was effectively the number 2 to Scudamore, didn't think he was up to the job. And I think that's been shown, because on every occasion he's had a chance to make substantive, sensible, mature, well thought out business decisions, he's gone for spin. The charges we've got were all about spin. This legal case was all about spin. Any sensible business CEO would have taken these charges, would have recognised what the outcome was, would have said, we will take time for sober reflection, we will fix this, and we will work with Manchester City and the other clubs to come up with a solution. He didn't. He came out and tried to paint it as a win, and that has probably shot any chance of him actually resolving it. It's meant that he doesn't actually understand what the ruling is, and it's meant that he's done the 115 thing and gone for spin, and that is very, very dangerous for the Premier League. It's dangerous for football in this country, what he's done. And if the clubs don't this week choose to get rid of him and get in a sensible, experienced, rounded business leader with understanding, they are mind-numbingly stupid. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Agreed. Good night. God bless everybody. No,
that was short and sweet and to the point, wasn't it?
No, Rich, I couldn't agree more, mate. And one thing I'm really pleased. Well, there's 2 things really. The main one is City are actually, they've grown a pair of testicles now, and they're going for people like I've always wanted them to. Hopefully, it'll filter down to like journalists and stuff like that after the 115's dealt with. But also,
it is to some of them. It is to some of them already. There are a lot of journalists who are now taking an anti-Premier League line on this, not because they love City, but because they've seen the Premier League is utterly incompetent. And you go onto any of the main newspapers and read the comments, 75% of the comments against the Premier League, not anti-City. Twitter, you've got the usual United and Arsenal people who tweet 1,000 times a day saying it. But actually, you go to any of the kind of newspapers and you look at the comments, and the comments about Masters, and they're not from City fans, and the Premier League and the Red Cartel are, I would say a year ago you'd have had 90-10 against City, and I'd say now it's probably 75% against the Premier League.
Let me ask you a question then, because since all this rubbish came out about the charges and stuff like that, I'd like you to spin on it, because fans in general have blindly bandwagon, following sheep and stuff like that about, oh yeah, City cheats. Now, I'm seeing a little upturn in, so like some fans now going, hang on a minute, the Premier League are actually corrupt, and are City guilty like everybody's perceived them to be?
I agree. I think
the Red Cartel fans certainly have
Liverpool and Arsenal.
I
actually think I've seen a bit of a change in United fans. Even the 2 fans who haven't changed are Arsenal and Liverpool, and Arsenal have almost become they've become the leaders of the other group. Actually, United as a club have stepped back. United have had talks with City, from what I've heard behind the scenes, with trying to learn about how to run a club properly and all their personnel. So from what you see, Tottenham and United have shut up a bit. Even Liverpool has stepped back. It's become Arsenal desperately, and probably Arsenal because they're the ones who think they've got the most to gain. If they can get City deducted points, they win the league. So it's become Arsenal and City, and gradually more and more clubs have started. There's probably 7 clubs who are firmly in City's camp, including City now, and there's probably not that many more.
I'm seeing more and more now, sort of like fans, not just necessarily rival fans, the hatred for Arsenal and Arsenal fans. It's like it's starting to get a bit. It seems everybody's seeing Arsenal and the fans, for what they actually are.
Yeah, I mean, says to me that that last season, as much as they hate us, most Liverpool and United fans probably would have hated Arsenal winning the league more than City. I think Arsenal's behaviour, I think their whinging has taken things to a new level. I think they're not trying to win games has wound people up, and it's kind of made Liverpool fans feel superior. And I think they're really trying to go down on the ship, but I think it might actually hurt them, because ultimately the Premier League's got to come back together, and 14 people have got to agree rules, because there's a real danger there'll be no rules if they don't come together. So Arsenal are going to have to, City perhaps at some point are going to have to pull their head in a bit. Arsenal are going to have to pull their head in, as are Crystal Palace, because interestingly, if you talk to Newcastle fans, every one of them reckons it's Parish who's the redacted CEO, not Lewis at Arsenal. So they're going to have to pull their head in, because the Premier League needs 14 votes to put new rules in. And if you don't have new rules, you've potentially got no rules. And if that happens, then that would be a disaster for City as well, because if there's no rules, Chelsea and Newcastle will be able to, blow us out of the park, let alone everyone else in the Premier League. So, and that's the irony of how stupid the Premier League is, pretending it's a victory, because City doesn't want the APT roles blown up. We've got more to lose than any other club in the country. So this idea that we want no PSR is stupid. We want to have the most money because we're the top club in the Premier League. That's in City's self-interest. APT going would be an absolute disaster for City, because we would then have at least two. And let's be honest, if APT went, Qatar, Bahrain, and other people would come straight into the Premier League and buy clubs. And suddenly our setup would be in danger from 5 or 6 other clubs. So this idea, the perfect result for City is APT stays and we get an extra 50 million a year for our sponsorships. That is the perfect outcome. This idea the Premier League won by APT not going, and that was a City loss, just shows how thoughtless people are.
It's like we discussed yesterday lunchtime, Rick. We're on the phone for over an hour, and it's exactly what you said to me. I agree. You've got to have rules. You can't not have rules in the Premier League, right? You've got to have them. Yeah. But where they've gone wrong in the Premier League is they've not taken legal advice when they were in this case with us. They've just ignored it, and they've actually done themselves a lot of harm, because they've left themselves open to, one, breaking laws, which the government could fine them, and open them up to a sue from City if City wants to do that, which I'm hoping they do, because when we didn't do anything last time after the UEFA one, and I said to Martin and everybody else, we should go for them, and they also no, don't rock the boat, blah blah blah. They've come back and have gone for us big time, the Premier League this time.
Yes.
With the help
thing is, Alan, we need to go back to the Premier League with the original deals and see how they react. You can't just go and sue. We've got to give the Premier League the chance to fix the mistake.
Absolutely.
Now, if the Premier League, we go back and they say, no, we're not changing anything, then we'll sue and we'll win, because the Premier League will have ignored the arbitration, will have done nothing. If the Premier League have got any sense, they'll look at those deals and they'll give us about 2/3 of the difference or something. They'll say, right, you can have an extra 30 million a season, because then City would have a real dilemma about suing, because they might lose. Because if the Premier League has listened to the advice, behaved well, and they've got a justification, then a court would look unfavourably on City if they sued. So I think that Premier League's only option is either to give us exactly what we wanted or give us 2/3 of it. And if they do that, City will have a real job suing, because a court wouldn't look kindly on it.
Well,
so we'll get our money. We'll get our money, which is what we wanted, which is ultimately a win for City.
But the thing is,
that's
Richard,
what we wanted.
The thing is with this whole thing, is like, this is what I've got a problem with, this whole market value stuff. Is like, if someone says this is what it's valued at, and I agree in principle that APT seems reasonable, right? The problem is the implementation of that is so difficult because City have got this deal with Etihad, right? And obviously the two of us. They're saying that's what we've agreed. That's what these people have agreed to pay us. And you're telling us that's not right. And then you see the news coming out today with Riyadh Air sponsoring 300 million over, what is it, 4 or 5 years or something like that? Atletico Madrid. So it's like, this is the problem that you've got. What it's just that the whole thing of someone else rating your values and saying, no, actually, you've valued it incorrectly. And then forcing you to send part of the money back to the sponsor is absolutely ludicrous.
Did anybody catch that?
Oh yeah, no, it's and that's what I don't think will happen again.
Did anybody catch the bit about Stefan Borg about?
Yeah, no, I did see that.
It's not just about what the perceived market value is now. It's what potentially it's going to be. And I agree with LB. Yeah. It's like, who is anybody to say if I want to sell a Mars bar for £1,000 and someone agrees to buy it for £1,000, what's it got to do with anybody else?
Yeah.
And ultimately,
I think what will happen. Yeah.
And City have not actually come out and disagreed with all the rules. What they're saying is the way you've gone about it is absolutely stupid. We're all for some sort of like governing body to govern it, but you know what you've done is just targeted City and Newcastle. You know, and people.
I think Andy, what will happen is your Mars bar example is a good one. So what at the moment is happening is the Premier League are keeping a database of Mars bar prices, and the Premier League are going out and they're looking at Aldi, Morrison's, Tesco's, and everything else, and saying a Mars bar is 55p.
Can't do it with Freddo's, mate.
We valued Mars bars. We don't shop there. We shop at Harvey Nichols, and Mars bars are 70p. So we want 70p, want 55p. Right? That's where it is at the moment. Now, what will happen is the Premier League will now have to accept the 70p because the burden of proof will go on the Premier League, not the club. The club will have a very reputable retailer selling the Mars bar and they'll say 70p. You won't be able to go and say £10 for a Mars bar.
But that's the problem, though, Rich, because that data
place that says it's worth 10 quid.
But that's the problem with the whole database, though, Rich. The database keeps everything together. What happens when a club and a sponsor puts together a sponsorship package, which is like massive, and it's like a new thing. All of a sudden, the database is completely irrelevant.
Yeah, no, I agree, and that's why City won. But what I'm saying is, I don't think this will suddenly allow you to sell a Mars bar for 10
I know you're doing the City.
What I'm saying is, the Premier League will no longer be able to say 55p. You'll get a quid for it, but you know, but it'll suit City's needs because City don't want Mars bars sold for £10 because Newcastle and Chelsea will do that and we won't. So we don't want that. We want us to be able to get the money we want.
Yeah, I just need to do this and then I'm going to dispute that Man City won because the Premier League do not accept City won. This is the problem right now. The Premier League.
I think they do. I just think they won't admit it.
No, they don't, Rich. Trust me now, mate, they don't. Because if you think they're doing a vote next week, they've already said they're not voting next week. They've already said
of course they're not voting next week. Of course they can't vote next week. They wouldn't get 10 votes.
Yeah, there's no immediate.
No, but they have no choice. Martin, they have to change, but they have to change soberly.
Who was very generously gifted 10 memberships, please. I need to get this out because he has been very generous. Thank you so much, DB, for gifting the 10 memberships. You are a legend, sir. Really do appreciate that. I really, really do. I will come back to the super chats in a moment because I know LB, you put one in. LB98. No, LB. I know what you're saying here about City have won the Premier League. There is a big discrepancy going on right now between City and the Premier League. This is why they've had to go back and said we now need to see the full tribunal with the full breakdown of everything. This is what's coming out now. Because City have said...
I think that's spin. I think it's
spin.
It's not what the Premier League think. The Premier League know they've lost.
Rich, you've got to let me get a sentence out, mate.
They know.
Rich, you've got to let me get a sentence out to explain it.
Yeah.
I can only tell you what's being responded to right now. Honestly, mate, you will get your chance. I know you're passionate on this. But let me
Yeah.
please get the sentence out.
Will you let Rich speak, for God's sake?
The man's come on like a demon tonight. Yeah.
Mate, I had him for an hour and a half.
Alan's joined in now.
We spoke to me for an hour and a half. Didn't shut up.
Let Martin talk.
Jesus Christ. The Manchester City, I've said, because there's this thing of City only won 22 out of the 25 points. That's what the Premier League is saying. What the Premier League are basically saying is, yeah, you kind of have won on kind of appendices parts. City say no. What you've got to do now is go back and rewrite this whole law back again. We agree with APT, but the way you're doing it is wrong. We need the whole thing rewritten. The Premier League are going, no, it doesn't need all rewriting. Little appendices of it need rewriting. This is where City then had to come out with another letter to the 19 Premier League clubs going, what the Premier League have told you is a load of BS. It is wrong. So right now you are in a still loggerheads. The Premier League are thinking they won one thing. City is saying they won one thing, and nobody's agreeing with anyone anymore.
Martin,
this is where the confusion is coming in with everyone.
The Premier League did not think they won. This case was fought on 2 transactions. City unequivocally won on both transactions. City's action was to have 2 things set aside. Both were set aside. The Premier League is spinning. They know they lost. They know the situation, but they're spinning because Masters is a marketeer, and every time he had a choice with the 115 of going for 5 charges and having a chance of having a go at City. He went for 115 to spin it to the government and to spin it to the other clubs. He went for spin. That made their job. That made their job nearly impossible.
Yeah,
I don't think they are
I'm
fighting
not saying
back.
what you're saying, Rich, is wrong. I'm just saying the Premier League are fighting back.
No, Masters is trying to save his job because he thinks if he can win the headlines the next day, that wins the war.
Masturbator,
it's all about headlines. He's a politician. Any CEO of any decent listed business would have soberly accepted a judgment of court. Nobody tries to spin court judgments. It's stupid. Or tribunal, I should say, not court judgments. It's stupid. They would have basically accepted it, said they're going to fix it in an appropriate time, in an appropriate manner, and they'd have kept the judgment quiet. And the fact they've done what they did shows that Masters only cares about Masters, and it's spin, spin, spin. And the fact that they've convinced, and the fact they're saying they're winning on the post, you win a case, you either win or you lose. You either get the award or you don't get the award. You're not guilty or you're guilty. You don't have in a murder trial the person getting let off and then the prosecution boasting, oh, but we proved this, this, and this. You don't. You lose. You win. It is
but the
quite
Premier League
literally like saying,
you've got in the 25 counts of murder.
City beat us. Yeah. It's like
Premier
a
League
football fan.
You've done 20.
Rich, have you got Duracell batteries in
but
tonight?
we got 8 corners. I mean,
do you know what?
Yeah,
Rich,
no,
Rich,
I have.
your host.
No, I just
your host. Because my God, you've got Duracell batteries.
No, Martin. Though the thing is, though, Rich is right to a degree as well. Because if you look at a different case, you look at the Leicester case when Leicester beat the Premier League. Instead of the Premier League coming out and saying, "Oh shit, yeah, fair enough," they started attacking the Independent Commission. They started attacking them and saying,
I'm not disputing
we're disappointed with the Independent Commission. We don't think they got it right. Rich is right, man. You've got to just accept the medicine. Sometimes it goes for you, sometimes it doesn't go for you.
Did you watch that thing? Did you watch that thing I sent you all last night?
Yeah.
From the Times, the podcast.
You didn't send it me. Discrimination. That
I'll send it after to you. Don't you worry.
Yeah, he's very anti-bull people.
Investment.
Yeah, but the end of the day, they've agreed completely with Rich. It is a spin without any shadow of a doubt. They will not. The BBC have to side with the Premier League. They have to because they've got the biggest program on BBC with Match of the Day for the most viewings, and they're obviously tied to them, right?
And there's no need. There's absolutely no need to spin.
No, there is a need to spin. No, there is a need to spin.
We only have to win one ruling for us to win out of the 12.
Of course, they have to spin it though, Rich. Of course, they have to spin it because they can't accept embarrassment. That'd be 2 cases in the space of what, 3 months that they've lost. Embarrassing.
Yeah.
They have to spin it. They've got no other choice.
At the end of all
Spinning it
this,
makes it a bigger
at the end of all
story.
this, Albo,
Spinning
at the
it
end
makes it a bigger story. It's
I
far
I don't
more
think it does
embarrassing
make it
to
a bigger
spin
story. No. If they would have come out yesterday and been like, oh, release a statement or whenever it got released, release a statement saying, oh, damn, we've been cooked in the thing. City were right all along. Really, really sorry, City. That's the 2nd case we've lost in 2 months. 1 against Leicester, 1 against City. This is mad. Bro, that they would have been getting absolutely roasted. To be honest with you, Rich, people would have been calling for him to resign, like properly calling for him to resign. They've
I
managed to
think they
spin
are.
it in. No, but not as you're trying to say that if they would have just accepted it, it would have been less of a story. It wouldn't. It would have been more of a story because people would have been saying they need to resign. That's 2 big cases. I understand why they've done the spin. The point is, why is some of these journalists going along with it?
Because they're dickheads.
Because no, that's what the readers want to read.
Can I ask you a question before Rich starts again? Jesus Christ! Right, so I forgot what I was going to ask now, Rich. So there's been a lot of anti-City from some of the Premier League clubs, yeah, and that was sort of like before we put the Premier League in the place. Do you think the stance now of some of these clubs, apart from the cartel, will start thinking, actually, the Premier League have actually made us look stupid here, so we won't be backing them in the future?
I think there'll be some of that. I think every club is self-interested. Every club has their own interests at heart. So they're all going to be looking at it. You're going to have some interesting thoughts because, the most interested people in the country at the moment in this must be, was it Luton Town who finished 18th last year? They're lawyers. So Luton got relegated last year. Everton got deducted 10 points or 7 points. With a 400 million loan that should have been charged at full interest, Everton probably should have been deducted 20 points or 25 points. Luton got relegated by the PSR rules, which were unlawful and did not have something they did. So if you're Luton Town's lawyers, you're looking at that thinking the Premier League relegated us unlawfully. That is probably going to cost us X money. Now they're on parachute payments at the moment, so it may not be of interest now, but who's to say in 12, 24 months time, if Luton haven't got promoted, that they don't have very strong legal standing to say that they were relegated because of the rules. So therefore, the Premier League probably can't go back and fix the rules backwards. But if they don't fix the rules backwards, Newcastle, City, Chelsea, Forest, who've all had deals, Villa, who've all had deals on hold, they're probably sitting there today thinking, well, if they don't fix these rules backwards, these rules are unlawful. Therefore, anything the Premier League has stopped us doing is potentially breaking UK competition law. So, that is a reality. So you've got 2 potentially absolutely disastrous situations. And the Premier League seems to be saying, oh, we're not going to go backwards. We're not going to fix things retrospectively. But if they don't, that means they've got a set of rules which have been declared by 3 of the most eminent retired judges in the country. This wasn't just any old judges. This was the 2nd most senior judge in the land until about 2017. The UK judge who was on the European Court of Justice for 10 years and the most senior commercial judge in the country for a time. So these are 3 of the most senior judges you could get retired. And they've said it's unlawful. So what does the Premier League do now? Do they risk City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Villa, half the Premier League suing them because they've applied unlawful rules to them? Or do they go back and try and fix it, but then potentially have Luton saying, well, we shouldn't have been relegated. Everton had a 450 million pound loan. In commercial terms, they'd probably have to pay something hideous because of their financial position, like 20% interest to get a loan like that. So Everton may have failed PSR by 270 million more than they did. So I think the Premier League trying to pretend it's nothing is ridiculous. And then the Premier League has been told you've broken your own rules by taking months and months and months about something you in your own rules say you have to do quickly, and you've applied it unfairly because you've given a ruling, but you've not given any information, given any chance for the club to repeat. I mean, they've failed on process, they've failed on, and they've even been told off by the judges because they changed their own rules and took words out of their own rules, words that actually made the rules probably not unlawful before, but the Premier League took them out against their lawyers' advice to try and make a bigger, impact on Newcastle. I mean, it's mind-numbing. It is mind-numbing.
Mm-hmm. But now, obviously, now but they want this extra document, don't they? They want this document from the guys again to see exactly where they stand, because they don't know where they stand. They're probably just confused. They probably just don't know what the hell's going on.
I was on this is the problem. At the moment, they're not willing to change anything.
What, Martin? You're lagging now.
Sorry, I know I am. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
It's quicker than normal.
Yeah. LB. At the end of all this is when it's all finished, Masters has to go. And
100%. 100%. His position's untenable. You can't lose two cases. One where your rules are unlawful and one where your other rules are just written really badly against Leicester and not walk. Do you know what I mean? And Simon Jordan, who doesn't particularly speak about us very well, even he's on TalkSport saying if he loses the 115 case, he's got to go. In fact, not just him, he wants the whole people gone.
Even the Rags don't lose 2 on the bounce like Masters has.
But United have kept the mouth shut.
The problem is Masters has shown no hint of an ability to solve it, though. That's the problem. If Masters had showed he had a clue about corporate governance, about legal matters, about anything like that, then maybe he could solve it. But I don't think there'll be one Premier League club who has faith.
He's a puppet. He is not a leader of this
Premier League.
Depth. A leader of the Premier League would have, Rich, a leader of the Premier League, when he received that email, from that Premier League CEO talking about the Gulf nation, a leader of this league would have responded to that email and said, "Shut your fucking mouth, mate. Yeah, you don't speak about clubs own like that." Yeah, and I would have sent that email to everyone in the league and saying, anyone sends me an email, telling me to target different clubs based on where they're from, leadership. I'm leading this league, not you, not the clubs, me. I'm going to do it. I'll take your advice. I'll listen to what you're saying, because at the end of the day, they're the shareholders, but I'm leading it, because if you don't have leadership, it turns into a chaotic world. And that's exactly what's happened, because what you said before, he's not a leader, is a marketeer. And that's what he's done. He's come in because the clubs, after Scudamore, Scudamore actually had a bit of a grip on things, but he was also, he did really well to promote the Premier League. That's why it went up. After he went, the clubs got greedy. And they went, you know what? Let us control the league. We'll just get someone in who can market it very well, which is exactly what you're saying. And up steps Richard Masters, basically puppet. I'll do exactly what you want to do, big clubs. Just let me promote it. And that's where it's gone wrong, because there's no leadership in this league whatsoever.
True story.
True.
Where Richard's hit the nail on the head, they didn't take legal advice when they needed to, right? The league, and because of that, they ignored it. They put themselves in the shit, especially regarding these loans without interest. They've dropped a load of clubs in the shit. That's why they've spun it, because they know now if it comes down to they have to put interest on some of these loans, a lot of clubs are going to go to the wall.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous. The whole thing. Sorry, Rich. Go on.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the case, because Europe already has interest on the loans. So I suspect Arsenal and Brighton, because they played in Europe, even though they've got big loans, they've probably got the process right because of UEFA rules. And
Everton haven't.
Unless there's a reason for not converting those loans to, there'll be tax reasons and there might be funding reasons, but a club could convert those loans to equity. So I think it probably, people say it's going to really hurt Arsenal or something. I don't think it probably will. Maybe Arsenal are that close to PSR, it does, but I'd be surprised. Everton, it makes things 100 times worse. And that's the biggest risk in the Premier League.
Rich, people should always refer back to that interview with Chris Bailey and Caldoon, when Caldoon was, when this is over, we are going from, and we're starting to see signs of that now. You know, with what we've just, listen, it doesn't matter whether the Premier League spin it on, you know, City have only won 2 of the 25. We've won the 2 main ones where we've exposed them for nothing short of racism, really, against us and Newcastle.
This is why the Premier League's been dishonest. So there weren't 25 matters at court. There was 2. City won them both. City threw in about 35 arguments to why they should win. Yeah, multiple arguments why they should win. And what the Premier League is saying is our rules are illegal. We lost, but we didn't lose as badly as we could have lost, because we could have lost on like 10 different arguments. We only lost on 2. I mean, it's, you know, the idea that you write a set of rules that are unlawful, and then they are found to be unlawful, and you then try and spin it. Well, they could have been more unlawful. We could have been unlawful on every count, but we're only unlawful on a few. I mean, that's just, it is just ridiculous. It's like, I said to Alan, it's like losing your driving license for speeding at 150 and then claiming a victory because you passed the breath test. No, you've lost your license, you lost your car.
You know what, Rich, as well?
$5,000. It isn't a win because you're not pissed.
Yeah, no, you know what, Rich? I you know what I find quite strange as well, how the Premier League then put out this sort of thing about this vote to try and put through in 10 days, to which Simon Cliff has now obviously come out in his letter saying, what the hell are you playing at? Why are you trying to put through this vote within the next 10 days for the new set of rules? This is exactly what got you into this mess in the first place. If you do this and you do it wrong, we will sue you again, basically, is what he said. To which City are now getting a load of heat saying, City are going to sue the Premier League again. They're just ruining the Premier League. City are being completely reasonable with the Premier League. They're saying, hang on a minute. The reason why you've lost this case is because you rushed through the rules last time. Yeah. By the way, we warned you not to do it at the time because we said you'd make this mistake. You didn't listen. You rushed the rules through. They were found to be unlawful because you sued you. We're now saying to you, relax, take your time. If you're going to bring rules in, bring them in properly, get them job done properly. If you don't, no problemo. We'll see you in court again. Why is City now being the bad guy again for this? Even though what City is saying is completely reasonable. Why are we the bad guy again? Why is it not the Premier League the bad guy? Why are people not saying, hang on a minute, City are right here? Why are they doing it so quick?
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see the turn in that now, LB, where again, like I said earlier, with fans apart from the the red card, and I think we will definitely see it with clubs other than the red cartel, where they will lose their faith with the Premier League, and if they don't, they're just bleeding stupid. I just want City to absolutely demolish the Premier League out of the park for it just to be. Everyone thinks if the Premier League in name goes, there'll be no football. Somebody will come in to govern it. It's not as if the Premier League's all we're going to see is the Championship. No, the Premier League will always be there, but the way the Premier League are going about things, there will be a Super League, no doubt about it.
Can I just do these super chats? There's loads coming, absolute loads. Thank you, all on fire. 350 of you in the building. Thank you so much. LB, thank you for the £2. Bertson Musiala stayed in Germany. He's paying. Yeah, Musiala's been offered mega bucks to stay put. King Cladsy King has become a YouTube member. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate your support. Mark Harris has gifted 5 memberships as well, which LB has now got one. So big up. Don't look too excited there, mate, LB's then put another £2 in. Big up the City women's team. Yes, they are 2-0 up. They are beating Barcelona in the UEFA Champions Women's. Bunny Shaw has just got the second one. So big up to the ladies. Member for Shedders for 5 months and then doubles it down and gifts 5 memberships out to the Mancunian Way family. Thank you so much, mate. He's absolutely, you lot are on fire tonight. And then Roasting Ray has renewed his membership for 1 month. Thank you so much. You've made Pep so happy.
More than you believe. More than you believe I'm happy.
That one, Pep, that was me.
Right. Well, because we do need to move on from the APT stuff. I don't think this is going to get sorted anytime soon.
No, I don't.
I'll be straight with you. I do think the Premier League relationship with City is broken beyond repair. I do think it is. I don't think it's broke beyond repair.
Broken with the leadership, innit? The leadership.
I don't think they're ever going to trust each other anymore.
No, that's why the leadership needs to step down, as Rich was saying.
It's whether they will. And the problem is, right now, the Premier League are sticking their foot in the mud and they're saying, we need to make little changes. We ain't making big ones. City are going, no, you need to go away and rewrite this whole thing out again.
Well,
there's no danger of them making little changes, though, because the clubs won't vote for it. They tried to make a change about 4 months ago. They got 11 votes. Yeah, but they got 11 votes trying to do changes 4 months ago. If they go for a vote now, they will get 8 or 9 votes if they're lucky. So
someone just put like Rich speak. He's been waiting a while.
Just seen that.
Point is, Rich, it's when they do the vote. Because right now, this is the bit you're not getting. The Premier League are not making any changes right now.
Well, no,
they're not doing it.
They can't.
Yeah, and City is saying the rules are null and void. So
City
saying the whole APT
this
rules
is
are
what
null and
I'm
void.
saying. The Premier League, we're at an
They
impasse.
cannot change.
We're in it, Rich. We are at an impasse,
then-
whether you like that or not.
They,
What can you do? We're at an impasse.
we're not at an impasse. We're at a situation where if the
Rich,
Premier
we are, because neither side's moving.
we're not at an impasse. We're at a situation. No. City don't need to move. City have won.
The
City
Premier
don't
League
need to
aren't
move.
moving, Rich.
They've
That's
got-
the bit you're not understanding.
If the Premier League don't move, then they are going to have 5 or 6 clubs in court suing them for more money than they've got within a couple of months. You cannot, as an organisation, have unlawful rules in place. The Premier League has no choice. If they are unlawful rules, they aren't rules because they are not legally enforceable. So the Premier League has, if they choose to do nothing, they potentially have no rules in place.
I agree.
In which case,
shout and rave all you want. The Premier League ain't moving it right now.
yeah, and that's the Premier League's problem, not City's.
Right. So we are at an impasse.
What do you think,
City
Alan?
have won. There's no rules.
So we're in an impasse of what I said 3 minutes ago. No, we're not.
Well, you two stop. Fucking hell. Honestly, to fucking God, the pair of you. Jesus wept. Honestly, you're repeating. Hang on. You're repeating the same thing, arguing with each other.
Say that again, Alan.
No one's argued. There's only Rich. Rich has been arguing with his bloody own.
You've been as bad, Martin. You've been as bad. Dear me. The end of the day, we only need to win one.
We only need to win
one fucking part of that court case to win it. It's simple. They're spinning it, Martin. The Premier League. They're spinning it.
Alan, take your nose out of Rich's arsehole and listen to what I'm saying.
Oh, God.
One set. Jesus, man.
They're spinning it. Simple.
It's a spin, Martin. Did you not hear him? Bloody hell, mate. It's a spin. They are spinning it.
No, I'm not said they're not, but they're not moving. That's my point.
Well, they have to move, though. That's what Rich is saying. They have to move. They can't just not move. They are going to move, Martin.
Martin, they're not going to admit that to the public.
Facts. Thank you, Alan. Thank you.
Okay. Well, we'll see next week, won't we? That's why City had to write 19 clubs. What the Premier League?
Yeah, but Martin, you say we'll see next week. The only way that we're wrong here is if City are wrong, and that City's win at the court it wasn't as big as we all think. That's the only way that it's not what we're saying.
No, I'm not. From the City point of view, we won the Premier League.
Well, then they have to move.
No, you haven't.
When they get in front of all the clubs are going to ask all these questions. and they can't spin it to the other clubs
Exactly.
behind closed doors. They won't do that to
Right.
the fucking press. I promise
The
you.
first sentence of the verdict was that the APT rules are unlawful on account of being in breach of Section 12 and Section 18 of the Competition
There you
Act.
go. Breached.
Premier
I've not denied
has
any of that.
lawful rules in place.
I'm sure you lot
That
listen
has to be remedied.
I've not denied that.
Rich, can I just say something? Martin actually looks like. Do you remember Police Academy? That guy who went. He talks.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
I'm not.
Martin.
No, Alan. Right, God gave you 2 ears. For some reason, you don't want to use them. You and Rich. Tonight.
I've been listening to you and him arguing.
I
for the
haven't
last half an
spoke,
hour.
Alan. I've not been able to get my words out my mouth.
You have about 10 seconds after you say it.
Yeah, probably.
That's fucking quality. Well said.
He's
This is
still
exactly
there.
my point. This
He's
is exactly my point. Premier League are not going to rush around on this. They've already said they're not going to do.
No, but my point to that, my response to that, I big up Mark as well because he's always in everyone's streams, big supporter, right? My point to that is, what's going to happen here is the clubs, because the clubs obviously are not getting direction here, right? The clubs themselves are going to go to their own legal counsel and say, here's the document, the 175-page document. Read it. Who's telling the truth? A City right or a Premier League right? And if City are right, all these legal people for all the clubs are going to come back and say, yeah, City are right. These rules are null and void. So the Premier League, remember, the Premier League are run by the clubs. They're owned by the clubs. When they all meet next week, yeah, which by the way, apparently, all like the big top guys are going to turn up to, according to the Times, obviously, which has been very good on this. All the clubs are going to be saying to the Premier League, you've lost. We've lost the case. The Premier League can't dig in if all the clubs say we've lost, lads. You can't dig. Remember, they're run by the clubs. Remember, Richard Masters is a puppet. He's ran the clubs run the show. They're the shareholders of the Premier League. They are the owners of the competition.
Well, that's what they do is all a favour and put a vote of no confidence into the board.
That will happen. I think he's on the last legs, isn't he? Let's be honest.
The problem is you're going to have to get, you might need to get 14 votes on that. And as we've seen, there's 10 clubs that are against us. At the moment, there seems to be a 50-50 split within.
Yeah, but don't forget, those clubs, Martin, was against us was before we see that dwindling down less and less. Now they seem the corruption, what Masters and his puppets.
Masters likes control. He likes control as a magazine. He likes that control. Him and
But
Perry.
he has no control.
Yeah.
How do they get? I mean,
I agree. I don't think he does have any
the big
control.
question.
He never has had
The big
control.
question is how do they get 14 votes? They probably only get 14 votes by watering things down enough to get all.
Now you're on. Now you're
And
agreeing with me slightly here, Rich.
Well, no, they've got to be slow because they've got to do it right. There's no way if they do something wrong again. They do something wrong again. Next time the courts look at it, they are going to look so dimly, or next time a tribunal looks, it's going to be looked so dimly. So the Premier League has to get it right. Mm-hmm. So they've got to get.
Going back to my old adage, I do not trust the Premier League
trust lawyers in the country. And
I do not trust the Premier League with anything.
Well, it's not the Premier League. They've got to get the best lawyers and get it right.
That's why they've been trying to screw us for the last 12 years.
Ooh, matron.
Yeah.
But I will say,
they've got to get it right, which is going to take time.
I do like the way that City have suddenly become the cartel in the last 2 days. And Arsenal, United. You're taking photos or something like that?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my girlfriend's at the women's match, so I've just took a photo of her on the screen.
All right. I was where you were. Like, what's he doing?
I'm not taking pictures of you, don't worry.
He sends you them free of charge anyway, doesn't he?
You know, they interestingly boring fact here for you, but you know there's now the blue cartel and the red cartel.
Yeah, that's what it's now.
Yeah. And I saw on TV,
are now claiming to be victims. Liverpool fans are now the victims. City are the bully boys.
Oh, don't get Alan,
Yeah, and
don't get
someone-
Alan going on Liverpool and victims, for God's sake.
Victims.
Someone
Yeah,
put up on Twitter that there was the red cartel, which is like the history cartel, and then the blue cartel. And I pointed out to them in 1899, 3 of the blue cartel were in the top flight, and only 1 of the history cartel had made it, because actually the blue cartel is far more steeped in the history of football and far more long lived than the red cartel of nouveau riche clubs coming in. But it's so it's interesting, and I think there's Villa, there's Leicester, there's Forest, there's another number of clubs who are quite supportive of City as well. And to be honest with you, United have got a foot in both camps now, because United win whichever. If Arsenal and Liverpool and things get hurt, United win, and if City win, United win. Because unfortunately, Jim is intent on blowing a large part of his fortune on United over the next decade.
Don't worry, Rick.
I think United will be sitting there thinking, Ineos, Old Trafford. They're so incompetent. They'll probably spend a few more billion before they do anything.
Don't have a go at United. Jim will fix it. Don't worry.
Do you know what makes me laugh? Rich has been away for 6 months. He's come back like he's got 6 months.
Oh, you should have made, mate. It was worse yesterday lunchtime when we were having a conversation.
By the way, I did not know this. George Borlock's apparently been found down a swimming pool in Greece.
Wow.
Yeah. Rest in peace to him as well. Sad. Very, very sad. Thank you for letting us know. Right, let's move on from this. Some other news has come out. Txiki is leaving at the end of the season. Some of us knew. It does look like, despite others thinking, it looks like it is going to be Hugo Viana who is going in from Real Madrid. Sporting Lisbon. There was links to who's the guy at Villa?
Muchin.
There was the guy at Brighton, but it looks like it is going to be Hugo Viana who is going to replace him.
Be happy with him. He's boss him, that Hugo.
Sorry, it took a while for that one.
Martin's delay.
Yeah, at least I got it.
I mean, I got it, but I'm on a 25-second delay. But
it's the guy from Sporting Lisbon, yeah?
Yeah, Sporting Lisbon.
Right.
Who got Viana?
And mixed views.
And apparently, Pep has had a say in choosing this as well.
Well, they've got to work together, so that's gonna be yes, isn't it, for that one? Well, at least they've got someone sorted.
Used to play for Newcastle, didn't he?
Yes, I watched a bit of YouTube on him yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
He's not playing for us, Alan.
Alan was right. Viana goals and skills.
Right,
Can he play CDM? Can he back up? Is what Alan was
yeah. Listen here, bro.
Alan's like 1998 Viana. What we doing? Yeah. I'm not going to start with Rich because you've talked enough so far. LB, what do you think? What do you think about Txiki and obviously?
Yeah. Okay, Txiki. Yeah. I think it's probably the right time for him to leave. I think he's done a great job, but I do think our last couple of windows have been a little bit below par. He's 60 years old. He wants to retire. I think it's good timing. You know what I mean? And I also don't think it was a good idea for Pep and Txiki to leave at the same time as was the original plan. I really don't think that was a good idea at all. So I like how we're staggering it. Well, hopefully that's providing Pep signs a new deal, but it sounds like it is. So I'm glad that we're staggering it if that is the case. I think it's probably the right time for some fresh blood in there. You know what I mean? Some fresh eyes, new ideas, which I think Txiki is saying himself, according to that Gillian Balaguer. The only question is he going to be good enough for the job? I've done a bit of research, mixed messages. Apparently pre-Amorim, very underwhelming, very poor. Signings weren't great, overpaid for players, overpaid players. Then when Amorim came in, it sounds like Amorim was the one that actually picked the players and he just executed the deals, which will be interesting because at City, Txiki identifies a lot of the players. Pep signs it off and Txiki identifies them. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting, man, to see what happens. But listen, I think I think it was the right time for a change. I think it was the right time for a change, personally. So, yeah, I'm on game for it.
Ander?
Nope. I think people need to be careful what they wish for. For some reason, Txiki's been getting pelters for a number of years now. At the end of the day, he's got some absolute bargains. And just because some City fans want us to buy £100 million players, but we're digging in and saying no, he's also got the best interest of the club at heart because, yeah, it is a business. We might be rich. However, you know, there's got to be that fine balance. And I sort of disagree with LB there. I think it's Pep who identifies the players and Txiki goes out and does the negotiating. And if it's not to what we want, i.e. Declan Rice and stuff like that, where straight away we pulled out, I just think that he will be a huge loss for us. I don't know much about Viana, whatever he's called, who's supposed to come in to replace him. But if he's been overpaying for players and stuff like LB says, I'll bow to his knowledge. Again,
that was what I'm being told, by the way. Like, and I read some articles.
That didn't come from me. That wasn't no WhatsApp from me, by the way, on that one.
No, LB knows proper in the nose, mate. Not people like you. I just listen. We've got, as City fans, we always give everybody a fair crack anyway. So I'm sure he'll be welcomed either way.
The thing is as well, Andy. It's like he's getting off to a difficult start, innit? Because we've got big summer coming up, really big summer. It's not being like, I feel like if you come in last year where it was a bit like just get us a midfielder with a Savio, like it's kind of calm. This year we're going to probably be dealing with a situation where Walker's left. We're going to need a new right back. We might need a new centre half, depending on what happens with Ake and Stones. I think we're going to need a new attacking midfielder because I don't think you can rely on Kevin De Bruyne going into next year. We need a backup striker, and we might need another winger, depends on what happens there. So it's not like he's going to be coming in and it's going to be all roses. He's got to hit the ground running, and I think that's why this 6-month handover period is quite good as well. He's not just coming in cold. He's going to be working with Txiki for the next 6 months. Txiki will leave in the summer. So basically, this next summer,
they'll have the deals done
anyway. Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to Rich will come to you in a minute. You're separate. Rich, separate
LB, and another angle on that as well, mate. He could actually be coming in and sort of like getting rid of some players, and he'll be perceived as being sort of like slaughtered by sections of the fans because he's getting rid of crowd favourites and stuff like that. Well, Pep's always been good at moving players on, when the time is right. So maybe it'll be perceived that he'll be coming in as a bit of a hatching man, which I won't agree with. It'll just be sort of like the timing from Txiki going to the new fella coming in, whoever he may be.
But you said, Andy, then. So you said you disagree with me in saying it was time for a change. You don't think it was time for a change?
No, I listen. It's not 60 years of age. Alan will tell you you can go on till about 80, can't you, Al? It's not as if he's working for Aldi or something, is it? Stacking shelves. It's he's not based in Manchester all the time. He flirts from wherever he does. It's not like it's a proper full-time job, is it?
No, the alternative though, Andy, is that he would have left in 2 years with Pep at the same time.
Yeah, I get that. I get that, and I agree with what you say there. So like, it's almost like Txiki and Pep playing Flee Fly Flowbang, who goes first because we don't want to go together, isn't it? Especially with the 115, even in the media now, it's like, oh yeah, they deserted a sinking ship. Not at all. It was always the plan for 2025 for one of them, in particular, Txiki, to go.
Alan,
right. Well, I watched LB's show yesterday on YouTube, and he had his hand in his hands when he saw the news. It was a breaking news thing. He's like this. So don't try and pull the other one. It's time for a change.
No,
That's all
Al,
I'm saying.
the difference is that broke live on stream. So I've got no time to process it.
And I'm sat there thinking, what's the matter with him now? He's obviously Txiki.
Why are you calling your mate out? You said you've been texting each other like privately for 6 days.
Yeah, we were doing wind-ups with you about you. Which
that was class the other day, Al.
I know. The best thing is, LB, he rings me up and starts shouting at me after.
Alan.
All right, so
live.
All right. It's not ideal for him going. It's not ideal that he's going now. I would have preferred him to go and announce it after the 115. I'll be honest with you, because a lot depends on the transfer window after the 115. If we're found not guilty, then we just carry on. If we are found guilty on some of the points, we have to deal with it, and that changes the whole policy about buying players.
But if Pep signs a new contract, does that really matter?
Well, I still think Pep's not signed it yet, and I think he's waiting.
He'll be waiting a long time, Alan, because the decision won't be out until after he's gone.
Well, we'll see, won't we, on that one?
True.
I think you seem to think that, Alan, I understand you're worried, mate, but City ain't going to put the whole world on hold for the next year.
And he's also promised to wheel out Dickoff and Mike Summerby as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Alan. Alan, I think you think that we're in the middle of this hearing and you're going to get a decision within 2 weeks. It's not working like that, Alan.
Well,
they've already said it's springtime. That's March, April.
Yeah.
The club has to make a decision by March and April what's happening.
Well, I hope Pep
and
does.
By the way, if you go behind,
let me say my piece.
Clearly show the club knows something, Alan. They've not gone and got the chief exec from Bromley FC, have they?
No.
What's up with him?
No, we'd need a chief exec from the lower leagues to know what he's doing. Hugo Viana is not leaving Sporting Lisbon to piss them back up to the Northern Conference League.
Rich says he's playing DM for us, not coming as sporting director, mate.
No, at the end of the day, let me say one thing. At the end of the day, I congratulate him because he's done a good job, and he has done a good job. Brilliant job, in fact. The last couple of years, the transfer window's not been ideal, but at the end of the day, overall, since he came in 2012, he's done a very, very good job. Mm-hmm. But he is 60 years of age, and the golf course is waiting because he does play golf. So I'm sure he'll be back in Spain playing golf at the beautiful courses down there.
He's playing on Downton, he plays on Downton Golf Club, mate. Now he's just bought a house on Danebank Road. So
at the end of the day, he's also a business partner with Pep at the restaurant. So good luck to the guy. 60 years of age, fair enough. And we've got someone lined up already. Brilliant.
Yeah, they probably had him lined up for 6 months.
Yeah.
I imagine when you're a sporting director, you have to probably give a year's notice, don't you? At least.
Well,
probably.
Yeah, he's doing a handover of 6 months, which is good.
Yeah. Did you see actually that there's some speculation that they reckon Omar Barada tried to hijack the deal?
Really?
Yeah, because when Omar Barada went to United, United were linked with bringing Viana. What's he called? Viana. They were linked bringing Viana into United about
really.
So people are saying that it's been this Viana to City has been in the works for at least 6 months, and then when Barada went United,
when did we hear rumours that Txiki might disappear? It was ages ago. It was exactly.
It's been ages. It's been ages ago. Yeah,
we've heard for months and months and months.
Yeah. Well, there's breaking.
United would have been using theirs. They had Ashworth. United had Ashworth, and they were fighting Newcastle on compensation. So they've been using someone as a negotiating thing.
I'm just going to do these super chats, and then Rich, you've got the floor. Thank you, LB, for your £2. The women's team has a better defence than us, for fuck's sake.
Disagree. We've got more panic.
Kumar, thank you for renewing your membership for a 4th month, and then gifting 10 channel memberships as well. Thank you. You lot are on fire tonight. Thank you so much for your generosity. It really does mean a lot.
More than you believe. More than you believe I'm happy.
Right, Rich, go.
Right. Well, I replied to it a couple of times to you, LB, on Twitter yesterday about I think you were being very ungenerous on Txiki, saying he was mainly good. I think
He was mainly good.
Txiki's top 20 signings, 16 brilliant. 16 brilliant of his top 20 signings. I think he's probably been the best sporting director football has seen in the last couple of decades, which probably means ever exceptional. And we have hit probably 80 to 90% of our big signings have been successes. And you look at United, they're not getting 10%. Liverpool, pretty good. Arsenal and Chelsea are lucky if they get 50. So I think that is going to be a huge blow. The only thing is we have a massive scouting network. We have massive teams. We have databases. We have analysts. So is someone coming in, they are going to have an amazing process around them. So maybe, by putting that in place, Txiki has actually set the next person up for success. And as long as we use the same thinking, the same metrics, we should be able to keep things going, because it's not like Txiki just individually watches the players and makes every decision. He brings that list of 3 players for each position together using a massive network. So hopefully we're okay. But Txiki has been absolutely exceptional. And Alan should be smiling, because the biggest argument I've had with anyone over the last decade has been Alan every summer putting on Facebook, putting on Twitter, putting on everything, Txiki out, because honestly, anything that's ever gone wrong with City has been Txiki out. And I've always stuck up for Txiki and said the guy's brilliant.
Alan hates
60 years.
Alan hates him.
He's a millionaire. He's a millionaire. Yeah. He's a millionaire. He's 60 years old. If anyone, and he's the oldest of I think he's the oldest of all our
58, not 60.
management team. No, he's 60.
I'd say what
he's a millionaire. I think he deserves golf in the Basque Country, and gentle afternoons, sitting eating tapas by the beach, and lots of nice red wine.
Someone's put LB out.
Richard, don't you think though the way we're doing it with the process, it's going to be continuity and stability, because it looks like Pep will win 2 years. The way we're doing it, it's not as if the Pep era's over, the Txiki era's over. So City are going to start going. It's not, because they're just looking for continuity and what goes on and who comes in to be our manager, etc., including players for the next 5-10 years as well.
Yeah, and I totally agree. It's like I didn't want Bernardo Gundogan and KDB all going in the same summer, because that's a disaster. You want them to go one at a time, and the same with the management, because Ferran's 57, so he's not going to want to be here in 10 years' time.
It's off about aging, that, will you?
That's good. I know. Yeah, we'll all be working till we're 75 because of the footy, but they're all millionaires, so they're sorted. They can go and.
Alan, I've got a question for Alan. Is there anything about City you do like?
Hey?
Is there anything about City you do like? Tea lady, you all right?
Mate.
He likes Nunes.
Martin, I say most of my stuff that comes out of my mouth is to wind people up, namely Rich.
I thought you were going to say bullshit. Just say, we all agree.
Yeah, Mr. Wine, especially wind you up, because you're so easy. It's unbelievable.
Mate, you don't wind me up. Do you know what it is? I'll let everyone into a little secret. Alan is personal friends with Brian Marwood. So what happened was, when Mancunian and Marwood and all that lot departed, and Pep's entourage came in, Alan took it as a personal slight. He'll never admit this, but he did. And Rich knows what I'm on about. He took it as a very personal thing when the Catalonians appeared. Alan didn't like that, and he's never forgiven them.
No,
Yeah, but it was also, I don't know why though, Al, because it was also him that decided to move the 299 season tickets up to the third tier instead of having it behind the goal, because the original plan was to have the £299 season tickets behind the goal in the south stand, which would have been the better idea. Yeah, but then he came in and then said, no, let's get it all in the third tier. Hence why a lot of people moved from the south stand lower up to the third tier. That was all on him. That was the wrong decision. Didn't get that one right.
Well, that's why my season ticket is on the third tier. So, well, my uncle sits.
Oh, fair enough.
You haven't got a
by the way, I'm looking at it now. It says here, Brian Marwood is City Football Group's managing director of global football. I don't think he's on minimum wage. I think he's doing all right, like by the sounds of it.
I know he is. Hey, he comes in the Imperial at least 5 times a year. Don't worry.
He totally ignores you. He's
and he doesn't travel. He doesn't travel economy. He doesn't travel economy either.
He gets Ryanair over, doesn't he, mate?
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
He ended up on that job line.
You know, and half the time, half things I say on here is to wind you up. It's so easy, and I do. A lot of it's a wind up.
Right. So, I did get a message the other day. I always say reportedly now. One thing Andy did to you. I always say reportedly now. But apparently, when all this was getting done last week, there are new targets now for January. There will be money to spend. I have been told Zubomendi is now on the list.
Really?
LB will be happy about that.
You told me he wasn't on the list on Friday.
Yeah, no, he changes every day, mate.
He's now higher. He's now a lot higher.
LB, it's because they watched the Mancunian way last Thursday night.
Someone else who was on the list,
they said Barella's out. Barella's out.
LB, if he throws enough darts in a board, one of them will stick.
No, funny, you lot, aren't you? You can laugh all you want, Alan, but you know where the information comes from.
Listen, mate. I know you can change like the wind like that.
Okay.
And then deny it. They deny it 6 months later.
Well, when have I ever done that? When have I ever done that?
I'm gonna get a phone call later.
Yeah, the phone call won't be off me though. It'll be off somebody else who'll stop sharing information with it.
I'll get the phone will go. I'm working, and they'll go, right, you. What is it for?
Alan, ladies and gentlemen, is 58. Who acts like he's 8. Right. The other one is Martin Heimland.
Oh,
surprise. He's at Sporting Lisbon.
Was he in Aha in the 80s?
25-year-old Danish defensive midfielder, currently at Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah. A lot of the chat will probably like him. I get a lot of people in my chat say we should get this guy. I've never seen him.
What's it called?
It's like Humland or something like that.
It's class on YouTube,
that is the information that I got earlier today and yesterday.
Just go and get Zubomendi, man. Let's stop messing around, innit? Just go and get Zubomendi. £50 million release clause. He's Spanish. He'll work well with Pep. He's played in the Spanish system. It's easy. Like, what are we messing around for? And did you see him today in the interview, by the way? That guy wants the move, doesn't he? Did you see it? You see the clip?
Yeah.
Where they ask him, they say, oh, you've been linked with Man City. Do you want and he's like, you know what he said? He said, I thought I made the right decision staying at Real Sociedad, but I need to think about my career.
Do you know, LB? When they did that interview, he looked like a dog with 2 dicks, didn't he? He looked so happy.
Big time, mate. Big time. I think it's happening.
So happy.
He can't play poker, put it that way.
Is Hamza happy?
I want Barella from Inter Milan.
Get him both. Get him.
We're going to need both.
We're going to need both. I reckon, Andy. I reckon Barella's more one for the summer. You know.
But we'd have to sell your. You would have to sell your mate.
Who? Kovacic.
No, Alan's mate, Bernardo.
Bernardo's not going anywhere.
Different positions. Barella's more of a Fernandinho kind of.
No, hang on a minute. I thought Bernardo was a centre midfielder anymore because he's
Mate, Bernardo can play in about 5 different positions. There's no
No,
way
he can't, Alan, because he's played bobbins all season.
Mate, he's going nowhere, and we know why. Because I love him.
Oh, you're going to make him sign a new contract, are you?
Bernardo is going to be the player who wins City the league this year.
And then goes off to Benfica with a nice hello, bye bye, thank you. Or maybe he does that in 18 months.
Only after the 7, Pete.
No, I do. He's only got 18 months left. I don't think he'll sign an extension. I think he'll go to Benfica.
He'll play free. He'll play for free for the last season.
But yeah, I like the idea of getting Zubimendi in January and then go and get Barella.
These are the same 2 people who are like, we need to buy players. Can't sell anyone, but we need to buy them.
LB, Barella's the one for me, mate. He will be top.
No, I agree. I just don't know if you're going to be able to get him in January. That's all.
I don't think we'll get him in January. Somewhat more like.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't think he's not a 6. I don't think he fills the Rodri gap. And
no, he doesn't.
What? I tell you what. So there's a lot of people who would.
I think Zubimendi fills the 6 position and backs up the 6 position, and I don't think Barella does. So I think we need Zubimendi.
Yeah, Barella for me is the Gundogan or the Kovacic replacement, isn't he?
Oh, Kovacic.
Kovacic. I think he's just
a good version. He's like a very good version of Nunes.
Kovacic is 30. Yeah, he turned 30 in May.
Well, I said that they're all reportedly at the moment. Well, no more are going in. Right. Last bit. Pep Guardiola. Rumours are 2-year deal. I know Sam Lee's come out and said he's out in Abu Dhabi for commercial purposes at the moment.
Well, he is. See one of the sponsors.
All right, that's the end of that show. Cheers, everyone.
Bloody hell. Martin, do you know on the Friday show?
You are so having Alan on your show.
I have already subbed
Alan is transferring to you. You can have dickhead hour.
Alan's phoning a bit. Alan will be like that.
I apologise to anyone. Please, nobody email me later on saying what you're going to say, because I know I'm going to get the emails. Please be respectful. Thank you.
You muted.
Don't tell him. It's funny watching him. It's funny watching him, LB. He could go for about 2 minutes. Like,
my bad.
It's
you know what it is with Alan?
Like that.
Alan's excited now. Look at him. He's like, "Oh, look, LB's here. I'm excited."
I'm excited, and I will behave.
Nah, don't want you behave. That's why I booked you in, mate.
The best thing, LB, is we can make him a free agent pretty quick.
Yeah, we can quite
well sign any fees involved or paperwork.
Them papers can be signed. It's your monetization going down the shithole, mate. Not mine.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Check your email. I've just sent it.
Rich.
Yeah.
Martin will be on the phone later. Now, don't you let me down. I'm watching you. Don't you let me down.
No, but Alan, because you're a guest.
Yeah.
And you had a guest at LB's, like you're a guest.
Yeah, LB, do you remember? I don't know if you're too young, LB, but do you remember when City signed John Burridge?
No. Yeah.
I do.
Do you remember that?
He doesn't
John
remember
Burridge
Lee
was a
Crooks.
backup keeper. He was about 40. Yeah.
Who did he make his debut against?
The John Burridge of
What did Swindon Town?
Who did he make his debut against?
Coventry.
I'm trying.
Newcastle.
I was there
Newcastle.
as well.
Newcastle.
It was Newcastle. It
Was that in the
hilarious.
2-1 win?
What did he play? He
Was that
didn't
the
play
2-1
many
win?
games, but
By the way, have you told Tone that Alan's coming in on Friday?
I've not.
Because I've just had a message off Tone saying I'm busy Friday. What's that about?
No, I've not told him. He knows now.
You know now, Tone. And by the way, thank you to FUA for £4.99. You are all underestimating the significance of this week's ruling. No, I don't think we are.
No, because FUA thinks that like there's more to it, and there's a 115 strategic reason, and there's quite a lot of people who suggest this. Now we get told by a lot of people that it's got nothing to do with 115, but at the same time, there is a lot of people who think there is a strategy here or something that maybe we've not seen. Is it something to do with the email talking about the Gulf nation? No one knows, but like there is quite a lot of people who think it could be related to 115 in some way.
We will see. We will see. And then Tone, thank you so much, mate, for your generous £4.99. Evening, lads. Great show. Viana, new era, new director of football. We're ready to spend next summer in League Two. Stay safe, guys.
Just sounds like I do it. Viana. Oh, Viana. It comes from Portugal.
So that. Thanks, man. That's all I'm going to say to you. Right. Is anyone here thinks Pep will leave?
I know he's staying because you said, and you're the biggest ITK I know.
No, don't you start.
Martin, if you could put a percentage on it.
Oh, here we go.
100% is staying.
What's your percentage?
What do I think?
Yeah, genuine question.
Genuinely, what I honestly believe, and this is just me as my opinion, I think 100% is staying.
100%, I agree.
You said it earlier. I don't see a world where we get a new chief exec and a new manager at the same time.
No. I didn't say I don't see a world. I said there shouldn't be a world that happens. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. Maybe it could. That was the plan.
No, I'm not having that. He's gone to Abu Dhabi for twice in 3 months, and all of a sudden it's commercial reasons. I'm not having it.
There's no way he will leave the same time as Txiki. Not a chance. Because I'm
not having it. I'm not having all of a sudden it's commercial stuff. He was in Abu Dhabi 3 months ago. Why couldn't he do his commercial stuff then? Wasn't like it was a year ago. He was there in the summer.
To be fair, Martin, signing a contract is a commercial arrangement. So if he
you know what? That's very good.
Stuff,
that Rich. It kind of is a commercial arrangement.
So he could say that either way.
And there's a lot of we's at the moment. He's talked about talking about the Club World Cup fixtures and how the Premier League haven't done this, and we need to do that, and we need to do this.
100% is staying.
I just believe he's staying. Alan,
he's staying.
I reckon he's staying.
Do you not think he's leaving?
One more year, and then going to England.
Vanarama conference now.
It's just bought a house in Levenshulme. He's not going to leave now, is he?
Levenshulme. Oh, right, okay.
No, but hang on a minute, Alan. 10 minutes ago, you told everyone we were off to the Vanarama Conference North. Now you're saying Pep's staying.
Alan's going to score 200 goals in the first 20 games next season in the Vanarama.
We will be there.
And let's not forget what Pep actually said. He was actually asked when it all started coming out. He was adamant that if we get relegated, he will be there. And Pep's a man of his word, isn't he? So I just don't see a world without Pep, for the next 2 years. He will leave us in a good position in 2 years.
My thing as well, Andy, is why would we sue the Premier League on APT if we thought we was going to lose the case, innit? Unless it is related to the 115.
I think it is a little bit LB, because are we getting in there early because some of the 115 charges are relating, sort of like bloated sponsorship deals and stuff like that. So we've won a big chunk. It might not seem a big victory to the outsiders, but for City and the Premier League, for us to win that case, I think it speaks volumes. And I can only see one winner, and that's us, and Pep staying without a shadow of a doubt.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I'm sure
He
I am.
just said he was staying now to now saying he hope.
Well, mate, I hope he hasn't signed yet, mate.
You're more flip flop than LB, you.
Listen,
You watch
he hasn't
the
signed. I know one thing for sure, though. At midday tomorrow, I'm on the LB show.
You was. Was.
Are you sure you want this, LB? Really?
Yeah, but it's not tomorrow. It's Friday.
No. Let him think it's tomorrow. Let him think it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow's Friday though in Australia though, LB.
Correct.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. You really want
Yeah.
Pat? You're wanting Alan more than Pat?
Thursday morning.
Hang on, LB, think about this. You could get Pat or Rich, even Andy. Alan.
No, I've committed now, so I want Alan.
You will be
just killed
committed,
your
mate.
channel, mate. Your channel's dead.
No, listen, it's the international break. There's nothing to speak about. Bring Alan on.
No, it will be at the end when you get a lawsuit put on you.
You're talking about Liverpool on Friday.
Vermin. Hey, do you know the best thing about? Do you know the best thing?
Hey, you know what? We might have to do this show on the second channel. You know.
Andy.
LB's already reversing it. We're going on the second channel.
LB, in my spare room just down there, tomorrow on Friday, I've got Scouser staying for a week.
Alan.
Liverpool fan. So if you want to have a chat with him, you can. About
That beeping was LB reversing.
Look, Nico, God, I can't stand Man City fans. Why are you in the Man City stream though?
Yeah, that is a good question.
In fact, if you look
for you there, mate.
If you look at the name Nico, it's an anagram of knobhead.
I like that. We don't care about Stick Allen on the football terrace. Oh my God.
I want to see Alan on the Mark Goldbitch show.
I want to see that. Hey,
while we're
LB.
on that subject, did you see that clown? What he was saying about City yesterday? Oh my God! Hey,
No, I didn't see it. What did he say?
oh mate, you should have seen his comments about this case and City. Oh my God! You just watch it. You'll laugh your head off.
Thing is, Alan, everyone calls him a clown, but he's made £5 million by playing that part.
You lot all calling him a clown.
It's the people who are clowns are the ones who think it's a really serious person who's a diehard United fan doing a serious thing. It's a ex-copper who's probably wasn't even a United fan who has made £5 million.
Is an ex-copper.
Everyone else is going out and doing Everyone else is going out and doing 50, 60-hour weeks. And he's doing 4 hours from his armchair in his living room and making millions from it. You know,
I like it.
I think the clowns are the ones who watch it.
I don't.
Right.
You think clowns don't what you think they're clowns.
Anything else on the Pep Guardiola stuff before we wrap up?
I want Vinny Company me. You want it after Pep.
Right, no, stop. I'm going to explain this because you've been disingenuous here.
And it's to you, Vincent.
What LB wants is Company as manager, Gundogan as assistant, Joe Hart as the.
No, don't.
Gundo as assistant, spot on.
No, but I'll take Gundogan as assistant, but like the rest, nah. Get me Vinny Company as the next Man City manager after Pep.
No. The reason what swayed me, LB, is
I want Gundo. I want Gundo straight to manager.
That documentary with a Company in the way he was actually bullying the Burnley players on the training. I seen a side of Company there what I don't like.
No. But Andy, he deserved that. He deserved to get bullied on the pitch because he wasn't listening to what Penny was saying.
No.
A good,
Not telling him to do as he's effing told, or else.
no,
I'm gonna have to
LB,
do that.
a good man manager will do that on a one-to-one basis in a private room.
Well, Fergie United wouldn't have done that. He would have done the same as Vinny Company.
Yeah, but in all honesty, Company's it's his first year of a job. Fergie was doing that 20 years into it. Not
So he backs himself. He backs himself, Martin. What's the problem with that? He backs what he's saying. The guy wasn't listening to what he was saying.
Company said him, when I get the City job, I've got to earn it.
The ideal world would be that the way of managing, but the youngsters these days can't take any sort of criticism. They don't like it.
Yeah, but if they can't take criticism, you shouldn't be playing for Man City. We're an elite level football club. We've got elite level players with elite level mentality.
I agree with you. I'd love to see Vincent Company there in 2 years' time.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
But so why if Company doesn't win jack shit for Bayern, then you still want him in?
I reckon he will win. Well,
so what you want to do is set the mentality.
Well, wait a sec. We're talking 2 years in the future here.
Yeah,
I'm going off the proviso, that he wins the Bundesliga 2 years on the bounce.
Yeah,
and he has he gets to a quarter-final, semi-final of the Champions League. Then
not beat by Villa. Then
you're only as good as your last season, and he got relegated.
Come on, now, baby. He looked a bit naive against Villa. Come on.
Mate, that's pretty funny, given the fact we got absolutely smacked up there last year. What should we sort of sat Pep Guardiola after last year? We got humbled last year.
That. Hang on a minute. No, but this is what makes me laugh. We do all this. We're City. We keep the standards. I love Vincent Kompany, but he has not done anything in management to deserve the Manchester City.
Yeah, but Martin, I'm talking in the future. I'm talking in the future. I've just said if he wins the Bundesliga 2 years on the bounce.
Well, I want to see it. I want to see not just win the Bundesliga.
I know, I'm just asking you the question, though. Like, if he
does, I think it's too I think it's too Frank Lampard stuff. See, it's all lovey-dovey sentimental.
No, he's miles clear of Lampard.
I'm telling you now, man. I bet any money Almiron is higher up on the list than Company right now.
Almiron? Have some respect, man. This guy is at Bayern Munich. He's tearing up trees. All the players love him. Yeah, Musiala was out the door. Now he's about to sign a new contract.
I'm not. Hang on a minute. Don't twist it in a hate Company. I think I'm with Andy.
You just said you'd rather have Almiron.
It's too soon for Company.
I tell you who I like, Unai Emery, mate. Everyone judges him.
I'd have Emery. I'd have Unai Emery.
Everyone judges him on his Arsenal days. He followed Wenger. His European record's very good.
Exactly.
Dimichelis is a good manager. Did anyone watch River Plate under Dimichelis?
Yeah. To be fair, I could manage River Plate.
LB,
I could manage Dinner Plate, actually. Dinner Plate, not River Plate.
Solskjaer, Ollie's at the wheel, at the wheel. Ollie's at the wheel.
Only one man who needs to manage City. The cleverest ex-player we've had who really would make a fantastic manager. No, the general Otamendi, he would be a
don't you talk about him. He is
going forward with the general. He's him with Dimichelis second.
He's still playing for Argentina.
Defensive combination.
He's still playing.
Yeah, Otamendi and Dimichelis. That would be phenomenal.
I actually think.
Hang on. Sorry, I just need to drop this statement that is out from the Etihad Aviation Group CEO. Antonio Daldo Neves on their sponsorships, including that of Cities. Etihad doesn't do any transactions with any partner that is not on a market basis. We have an amazing governance in Etihad. The mandate we have from our shareholders is very clear: deliver extraordinary customer experience and at the same time deliver an airline that is financially viable. If we don't engage in transactions at the market level, the returns don't come. So absolutely yes, it is all market-based. It's a lot of negotiations that go on, and we get great returns from all the sponsorship contracts we have. That has come via Sky News.
And now over to Alan for the weather.
Get in.
Otamendi and the stream now. I don't know. LB, I'm loving your idea. I just think you're 2 or 3 or 4 years.
I can't
No. But that's why I'm saying, like, if he does win the Bundesliga 2 years on the bounce,
but
then would you consider it?
I can't help but feel Gundogan's come back for a reason. I'm not saying manager, but I can see him being more influential. I think
Director of football.
I can.
We've got Otamendi and De Michaelis.
I can see that. I don't think Gundogan would have played as many minutes as people think if Rodri wouldn't have got his injury. I think he would have been doing more coaching.
Yeah. He has come back to go coaching as well. We all know that. Not daft. But he needs to earn his stripes in the coaching area. He can go do the youth team next year.
Mark Lundy, me and you were on the same wavelength tonight. You legend, Mark. What a legend. Always said you're a top legend. DC, hello. Hope you're having a lovely evening, sweetheart. Agree with Martin. Amberins won 2 titles.
You said Almiron.
Well, whatever his name is, Amorim, the guy.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. There's a big difference between Ruben Amorim, who's won titles, and Almiron. You're talking about the guy who played right wing.
I was talking about the guy. No, not even, you dickhead. You knew who I meant. Stop trying to be a dickhead.
No, I didn't know what you meant. You said
you and Tom were talking about this in a WhatsApp earlier.
You said Almiron. What was I meant to think?
Amorim then. I don't know his name. I think Amorim will be the top guy now. This is why Hugo Viana's coming.
Mine, what's up with you with ex-Newcastle players? You got Viana and Almiron.
He's got an agenda with Newcastle. You know that.
No, he wants Almiron. Now he's still playing for Newcastle. We're not going to get him.
Yeah. So, yes, I think it's Amorim. There you go, then. Amorim, I think, will be the guy who will probably take over from Sam.
You're who's Rim?
I agree with Albert. I do think Company will be City manager. Just
come on. Yet. At 2 years' time, we'll have him.
I still think they're going to look at him. There was a reason Amorim might have turned down Liverpool.
Which one's he now? Almiron. Is it Almiron?
Shut up, dickhead. Right, we're going to leave it there. I'm not on tomorrow. I am going to end in 2 minutes. LB is going live, I believe.
Yeah. I'm going to go cook some mutants.
Why don't you get Alan on tonight?
No, I'll save it for Friday.
Oh, are you on the main channel or more?
I'll get a text later on. Forget it. I'll change my mind. That's what I'll get to that.
He's losing faith in you, Alan. You're going on to more LB now.
No, I'm not. I'm not. It should be pretty funny, actually.
So have you set it up?
Yeah, I've just set it up now.
Right, because I will just do a redirect for you and everybody else when I can find it. Andy, where can everyone find you, mate?
Doesn't matter about me. My show's shit, mate. Just enjoy yours.
Dickhead. Where can everyone find you, mate? Your link's in the description anyway.
That's fair.
9320 Pubcast. Get over there. Show a lot of love.
Don't forget, Richard is always right.
Anyway, are you okay, Rich? I've not heard much of you tonight, mate.
Sometimes power is in silence, Andy.
Yeah.
Is it Etihad CEO indirectly?
Yeah. We're going to cook. We're going to cook the mutants.
Right. This will take you straight over to LB's show. Alan, thank you for coming on.
No problem, mate.
Don't worry, I'll speak to you in 20 minutes when you get your P45. Rich, thank you.
You let me know tomorrow. I'll put faith in you. Yeah.
Rich.
Friday. It's Friday, not tomorrow. Thursday's tomorrow. Jesus.
No. Rich is in charge tomorrow night. Jesus, what am I doing? I have no idea what they're going to talk about because I have asked. I'm not here tomorrow night. Thursday night chat is on. I have no idea. I need to know what they want to talk about so I can set the stream up. I'm going to London for a few days for some R&R.
Is it a dirty weekend?
Yeah, right. Firstly, we want to talk about Cockney Blues. Cockney Blues will be the number one topic. Definitely a rich rants, because there's a couple of rants.
What we'll start off with Hugo Viana.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a 10-minute scouting session on Chris Wood, because I did go to scout him a couple of weeks ago, and
he scored again. He scored again last week.
Yeah,
scored again last week.
Can he manage? That's probably. Can he manage? Do you reckon he's got what it could be Pep's replacement? There's loads of material, a special Oxford United section.
No, I'm not going to London for Talk Sport. I'm not. Someone's DM me side. No, I'm not. Might be doing Lab Bible. No, I'm only joking. All will be revealed. But yes, I'm not here for all the weekend. I will be back Sunday night, Monday. Why am I moving weirdly? Am I really lagging here?
It's the mutants.
Massively.
Yeah.
Still make more sense than you. But no,
I disagree, Martin. I do think that City were right, and we were clearly going to win it. The Premier League, it's spin, Martin. It's spin.
Right, Rich, you want to tell everyone what time we'll be on tomorrow?
7 a.m. Aussie time, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. UK
9
time.
p.m.
And you
in the morning.
Martin, before you go, someone's just tweeted you.
Are you on tomorrow, Alan?
Yes.
I am not on Talk Sport. Why have you put that?
You're on Talk Sport.
How about?
Oh, brilliant.
He's put a tweet out saying I'm on Talk Sport.
And Andy and LB, can you join?
What Talk Sport?
I think we should just section. No, can you join the show tomorrow? I think we could do a bit of a section on Scousers. Yeah,
I'd love to, but I'm going to be watching Samuel Doku versus not Samuel. What's he called?
Samuel Doku.
Fucking don't know his name is.
Are you thinking of Samuel L. Jackson?
Get me out of here. Martin, end the stream, man.
Right, before we go, I will, but there is a brand new competition up, ladies and gents. You can win a Mateo Kovacic signed and framed shirt. If you go in, it's only came out today. Competition ends on the 16th of October at 7:30. Live draw on the 17th of October 2024 at 12:30. $3.95 per ticket. But if you go within the next 12 hours, I think there's about 5 hours left, you get them for £3.16. More details, calling all City managers as well. The link is below. After a remarkable performance Saturday this week, City's competition, which is the main prize of the Mateo Kovacic signed shirt. I think they are match-worn shirts as well. The competition also includes 15 instant win prizes, including a Ruben Diaz signed shirt, which is not framed, plus 2 hospitality tickets to Manchester City versus the Saints, Southampton. So what's a prize from footballprizes.co.uk? It is UK only, but again, football prizes showing their amazement. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone in the chat. We've had over 400 people, nearly 1,500 people watching tonight. You are absolute superstars. For everyone who's gifted, super chatted, thank you so much. It all comes back into your channel, and it is and always will be your channel, the Mancunian Way, because we are a family. And we're going to end, and we're going to send you over to LB, 9 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday night chat. See you all then.